Listen to me, football readers. Forget all you think you know or all you think you know about the English Premier League and the transfer market, because Manchester City have just dropped a 116 million atomic bomb. Manchester City didn't just buy a player, they just bought a brand new engine. Elliot Anderson, formerly of Nottingham Forest, is walking through the doors at the Etihad, pocketing around £300,000 per week and stepping straight into the shoes of Bernardo Silva, who is departing for Real Madrid. Is this the ultimate tactical masterstroke, or are we witnessing the second heaviest price tag in British transfer market turned into a suffocating burden? Now let's get into it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you wherever you are watching me from. Welcome to the Football Hot Mic. If you're enjoying what I'm doing, or if you enjoy what I'm doing, smash the like button, follow, tell people about this Football Hot Mic podcast, share it, and then drop your comments. Now let's go. First of all, Elliot Anderson is an elite ball carrier. Last season, he recorded 2.8 take-ons per 90. 2.8 take-ons every 90 minutes, which made him the second among all Premier League central and defensive midfielders. Yes, that is massive. Every 90 minutes, he records 2.8 take-ons. Elliot Anderson doesn't just pass the ball sideways, he aggressively breaks the opposition press on his own terms. When you have someone like this, that means when some teams decide to play deep or decide to sit back and defend, you have Elliot Anderson, who plays in central midfield but can also play in deep midfield. You can play a 4-3-3 with him or play a 4-2-3-1. In the 4-2-3-1, he can play deep with another central midfielder, just like he did or he does with England, with Declan Rice in deep midfield. So with him in the team, you don't just rely on him to pass and break the press, or to pass and break teams who sit deep and defend. He can also carry the ball his team on his own, because last season he recorded 2.8 take-ons. It's not every central midfielder that knows how to carry the ball and take on players or defenders on his own, but Elliot Anderson is one of the few. Secondly, Elliot Anderson is a top quality ball distributor. Last season he recorded 8.3 passes into the opposition half per 90. 8.3 passes into the opposition half per 90. Only 3 midfielders in the entire Premier League managed to turn defense into attack at lightning speed like Elliot Anderson. Only 3 people in the whole Premier League as regards midfielders did better than him. He might be expensive, but what is really expensive? At a young age, he's not even yet in his peak. You're talking about 160 million. That was also said about Moises Caicedo, when Chelsea signed him. And that was also said about Declan Rice. Look at how it's turned out. With every player in the Premier League being extremely expensive. You look at Andre Santos, who doesn't even have, or who hasn't even shown half the potential Elliot Anderson have shown. Yet, he's going for more than £50 million. So I don't really think 160 million is expensive if he manages to play as good or as well as he did in Nottingham Forest. Thirdly, Elliot Anderson is not just a flashy creator. He blocked 1.4 opposition passes per 90 with elite tracking speed and relentless work rate. He is a very complete midfielder, extremely complete. He is so good that you don't know if he's better going forward or if he's better behind. That is how good he is. Because not only is he good offensively in giving the final pass, defensively also he is extremely disciplined. You can see that from his blocked balls. 1.4 opposition passes per 90 last season. This is despite playing under high stakes relegation and European pressure. Last season, Nottingham Forest fought relegation, and they only secured their Premiership survival with a few games to spare last season, maybe 3 or 4 games to spare. And also, they went far in the Europa League, so they went as far as the semi-final. So this is him performing highly effectively in both Europe and in England. We are looking at a midfielder that delivered 2.8 take-ons per 90 last season, which is the second highest among all Premier League central and defensive midfielder. Not just that, also he delivered 8.3 passes into the opposition half. That is showing his offensive traits, offensive talent last season. That is, he had the 4th best record as regards passes into the opposition half. Despite all that, he also has 1.4 opposition blocks in the Premiership per 90. That is showing you how good he is as regards all-round football. Elliot Anderson, it seems, is built to succeed Bernardo Silva. This proves that Anderson belongs on the big stage. Remember the ice-cold goal against Manchester City in the 2-2 draw back in March against City. Maybe he knew City really wanted to sign him, and he delivered the master's class in that game. with Nottingham Forest drawing Pep Guardiola's Manchester City 2-2. Despite all this, now what are his weaknesses? While Elliot Anderson's ball progression and progressive stats are elite, last season he recorded only 4 goals and 4 starts. For a Nottingham Forest side that had 4 managers, they started with the first coach before he was sacked, and then he eventually went to West Ham. Then they had 3 more coaches again towards the end of the season. That they had 4 coaches all season. Maybe those coaches affected his performance. Because if you look at him scoring 4 goals and 4 assists for Nottingham Forest, I don't really think it's enough. Although his job is not to score goals. But if you have been signed for 116, I'm not comparing him with Tielemans. Yuri Tielemans, who just moved to Manchester United, because they are different set of players. Tielemans is more of a player, just like in the mood of Jorginho, who controls the tempo of the game and sets the tempo of the game and has the ball most of the time. That is not Elliot Anderson's game. Elliot Anderson is more aggressive. He's more of a ball carrier. Tielemans is not really more of a ball carrier. But last season, Tielemans on his own recorded 4 assists and recorded no goals. But he went for £35 million. So if you're signing Anderson for £116 million, certainly you expect a little bit more from him. So he should be improving in his 4 goals and 4 assists last season to really justify his expensive price tag. That's the first. The second, Elliot Anderson's high energy, aggressive hunting style and tenacity can occasionally pull him out of structural shape. Yes, it happened several times in Nottingham Forest when he stacks with strict discipline positional block against early transition teams. Yes, because his way of bumping up and down. He's a central midfielder that carries the ball a lot, just like Declan Rice carries the ball a lot, or Jude Bellingham. I'm not comparing them, but he's that sort of player. So in the process of carrying the ball to the opposition box, he can disrupt the shape of Manchester City. And you're talking about Enzo Maresca's shape, who is so much focused on organization. Finally, going from being the absolute focal point of a low possession Nottingham Forest side to a cog in Enzo Maresca's hyper-structured machine requires a massive mental and tactical adjustment. He's going from a small pond to a big pond. He's going from a team who played all through him. Everything in Nottingham Forest went through 2 players last season, Morgan Gibbs-White and Elliot Anderson. These were the 2 players that owned the team. These were the 2 players that shared the responsibility of everything they did went through them. I don't think it's going to be the case in City. Because no matter how good it is, City also have good quality players. You talk of Ryan Sheki. You talk of Tijani Renders. You talk of Erling Haaland also, who is a striker. So it's not going to be his team. So is he going to adjust his game to become just another player in Manchester City? Because that team, the keys of the team is not going to be handed to him. These are many more we are going to find out next season. Now finally, what is my conclusion? Alright, football readers, drop your unfiltered thoughts in the comments below. Is Elliot Anderson genuinely worth £160 million? And is he ready to replace Bernardo Silva today, one day? Or can he do it straight from the first game, beginning of the season in August? Tell us all you think in the comment section. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe and share our content. Peace and see you again in the next episode. Bye.